You're 30,000 feet above the Pacific Ocean when the captain's voice comes on. Calm, but too calm. Brace for water landing. You have about 3 minutes before the plane touches the ocean. What you do next will decide whether you make it home. Here's the good news. Over 95% of passengers involved in plane accidents survive. But only if they avoid some deadly mistakes.
And tip number 1? It's about something within arm's reach of your seat right now that most passengers use completely wrong. Let's count down.
Number 13. Dress like a survivor before you even board. Flip-flops might be comfortable, but on a plane, they're a trap. If you ever need to move through debris or swim, you'll want closed shoes, long pants, and sleeves that cover your arms. And skip the polyester. Synthetic fabrics can melt in high heat. Cotton works, and wool keeps you warm even when it's soaking wet. Number 12. Pick the right seat. Studies of past accidents found passengers in the rear had up to 40% better survival odds. But the real secret isn't front or back. It's the exits. Count the seat rows between you and the 2 nearest exit doors. Says Brandpair Hondagently, Vascate Roman. Why count them? Because if the cabin fills with smoke or the lights cut out, you'll be finding that exit by touch alone. Your eyes might fail you in the dark. Your fingers won't. 5 rows. 4 rows. 3. That count becomes your path to survival. Number 11. Actually listen to the safety briefing. Yes, really. Every aircraft is different, and the details can save your life. The life vest might be under your seat, between the armrests, or in the seat back. You won't have time for hide and seek. Flight attendants call attentive passengers able-bodied helpers. Crash investigators call them something else. Survivors. 30 seconds of attention is a cheap price. Number 10. The +3-8 rule. Almost 80% of accidents happen in the first 3 minutes after takeoff, or the final 8 minutes before landing. So during those 11 minutes, shoes on, seatbelt tight, tray table up, and stay alert. The rest of the flight? Relax and enjoy the movie. Statistically, cruising at altitude is safer than your drive to the airport. Number 9. Brace like you mean it. Feet flat on the floor, slightly behind your knees. Bend forward, head against the seat. Put your hands on top of your head, one over the other. Don't interlock your fingers. Now hold that position until impact. The dom bis isn't an instra narration. The brace position isn't about comfort. It stops your body from whipping forward and shields your head from anything flying through the cabin. In the 2009 Hudson River landing, passengers who braced properly walked away with barely a scratch. Remember that flight? It returns later. Number 8. Forget your luggage. Seriously. In real evacuations, investigators keep seeing people stop to pull bags from overhead bins while everyone waits. Your laptop is replaceable. Your passport is replaceable. The 15 seconds you spend grabbing them might be exactly what someone behind you needed. By the way, if these tips are useful, hit that like button and subscribe. It takes 2 seconds. Way less than grabbing luggage. Now back to the ocean, because the next number is the one that decides almost everything. And it's smaller than you think. Number 7. The 90-second rule. That's roughly how long you have to get out before conditions inside the cabin become unsurvivable. Sounds terrifying? Flip it around. 90 seconds is plenty if you move immediately and already know exactly where you're going. Remember those seat rows you counted back at number 12? This is when that little habit pays for itself. Move. Count. Out. Number 6. Do not inflate your life vest inside the plane. It feels logical. Water is coming in, so inflate, right? Wrong. My aunt containing Novergenelin story, the envelope who's standing. If the cabin floods, an inflated vest pins you to the ceiling like a balloon. You can't dive down to reach the exit. In the 1996 Comoros Islands ditching, many passengers inflated their vests early and couldn't escape the rising water inside the cabin. The ones who waited, many of them made it out. So put the vest on, buckle it, but leave it flat. Pull that red cord only at the exit door or once you're already outside. It's one tug. Save it for the right moment. Number 5. Get your bearings underwater. If the cabin floods before you're out, your brain will lose track of up and down. Professional pilots learn this trick in dunker training. Never let go of your reference point. Move hand over hand along the seatbacks. And if you truly can't tell which way is up, follow the bubbles. Air always knows the way out. Trust it and move. Number 4. Get away from the plane. A sinking aircraft can create suction that pulls anything nearby down along with it. I am Roman. There's also leaking jet fuel spreading across the surface, and you definitely don't want to be swimming through that. Aim for at least 100 feet of distance and move upwind so the fuel slick drifts away from you, not toward you. Number 3. Fight the real enemy. Cold. In most water landings, the crash isn't what gets people. The temperature is. In 50-degree water, you might have less than an hour before hypothermia shuts your body down. So every degree of heat counts. Get as much of your body out of the water as possible. Onto a raft, a floating cushion, a piece of wreckage, anything. Stuck in the water? Don't swim around to stay warm. That drains heat faster. Pull your knees to your chest and float. Rescuers call it the help position. Heat escape lessening posture. With a group, huddle together like penguins. It's not cozy, it's science. Number 2. Make yourself impossible to miss. From a search plane, a human head in the ocean looks like a floating coconut. Stay with the group. A cluster of survivors is far easier to spot from the air than one lonely swimmer ever will be. Use the whistle attached to your vest. Sound carries incredibly well over water. And that little light? It switches on automatically when wet. If the sun is out, anything shiny works as a signal. A phone screen, a mirror, even glasses can flash for miles. And number 1. The seat cushion secret. That cushion you've been sitting on the whole flight? On most planes, it's a flotation device. It detaches, and it has straps on the back. But here's what almost everyone gets wrong when they finally need it. You don't wear it on your back like a backpack, and you don't just hug it with tired arms and hope. Slip your arms through the straps and hold it against your chest. It keeps your face up even when your muscles give out. So the whole time you were flying, you were sitting on your lifeboat. Kind of poetic, right? Now, you know the secret. Remember the Hudson River? January 2009. U.S. Airways Flight 1549 lost both engines to a flock of geese. Captain Sullenberger glided the powerless jet onto a freezing river in the middle of New York City. 155 people aboard. 155 survivors. Not because of luck, because the crew and the passengers did almost everything you just learned today. Rescue boats reached them within minutes. Passengers stood calmly on the wings, life vests flat until the end, cushions held to chests. So here's my question for you. Which of these tips surprised you the most? Drop your answer down in the comments below. And would you rather emergency land on water or deep in a forest? Defend your choice. The comment section is now open. If you learned something, share this with a friend who hates flying. It might genuinely help them. See you on the next flight.